Well, hello, my YouTube fellas and gals. So, if you're old to my channel, you know the drill. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tammy, own a used bookstore. And I'm actually selling off the books that I have. And I'm doing them at a reasonable price. I also ship media. So, I do them in lots of 10, and we are actually on action and suspense. And when I mean action and suspense, it could be military, it could be whodunits, it could be because I mix them all together. Anything that keeps you on the edge of your seat. I'm not the library, so I don't have like all specific categories, but I will tell you what they are. So, this is lot 42. These are going to be $3 each. They are all hardbacks. And if you want to get in touch with me, I can be reached through tammysmakeuptreats@gmail.com or Minda's Bookstore and more on Facebook. And I will leave all the information in the description below, which is by the little arrow to the right. So with that, I read the synopsises, and even if you don't order from me, I'm also a resource center that if you want to look up a book on your Kindle Nook or whatever gadget you use, you will look for some really good books. So, the very first book is called The First Commandment by Thor. And this is what the book looks like. I like giving a view so that you know what you're getting. This is a 2007 copyright. There it is. Wonderful book of pages. And this is what the book is about. 6 months ago, in the dead of night, 5 of the most dangerous detainees in the War on Terror were pulled from their isolation cells in Guantanamo Bay. Held at gunpoint and told to strip off their orange jumpsuits, issued civilian clothes, and driven to the base airfield, they were loaded aboard a Boeing 727 and set free. Present day, covert counterterrorism agent Scott Harveth awakens to discover that his world has changed violently and forever. A sadistic assassin with a personal vendetta is wreaking havoc of biblical proportions. Unleashing nightmarish horrors on those closest to Harvard, the attackers thrust everything Harvard holds dear, including his life, into absolute peril. Ordered by the president to stay out of the investigation, Harvard is forced to mount his own operation to uncover the conspiracy and to exact revenge. When he discovers the connection between the attacks and a group of prisoners secretly released from Guatemala, if I say that wrong, sorry, Harvard must ask himself previously unthinkable questions about the organizations and the nations he has spent his life serving. A renegade from his own government, Harvard will place his life on the line as his search for the truth draws him into a showdown with one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth. Thor roars through his intelligent and sizzling adventure full of international intrigue, twisted betrayals, and ultimate revenge. And then this will be my receipt that I pluck out. So that is book number 1. Book number 2, we have Extreme Measures by Flynn. This is a 2008 copyright. That's what the book looks like. Nice, clean pages. And this is what it's about. Vince Flynn's thrillers featuring counterterrorism operative Mitch Rapp dominate the imagination of readers everywhere in them. Flynn captures the secretive world of the fearless men and women who, bound by duty, risk their lives in covert war, must hide from even their own political leaders. Now, Rapp and his agency colleague Mike Nash may have met their match. The CIA has intercepted 2 terrorist cells, but the third is feared on the loose. Led by a dangerous mastermind obsessed with becoming the leader of Al-Qaeda. I think that's how you say it. This determined, terrifying group is about to descend on America. Rapp needs the best on his assignment, and Nash, who has served his government honorably for 16 years, first as an officer in the Marine Corps, and then as an operative in the elite counterterrorism team run by Rapp, is his choice. Together they have made careers out of meeting violence with extreme violence and have never wavered in the fight against jihadists and their culture of death. Both have fought the war on terrorism in secret without accolades or acknowledgement of their personal sacrifices. Both have been forced to lie to virtually every single person they care about, and both have soldiered on with the knowledge that their hard work and lethal tactics have saved thousands of lives. But the political winds have changed in America, and certain leaders on Capitol Hill are pushing to have men like Rapid Nash put back on a short leash. And then one spring afternoon in Washington, D.C., everything changes. Using his insider knowledge of intelligence agencies and the military, Flynn once again delivers an all too real betrayal of a war that is waged every day by a handful of brave, devoted souls. Smart, fast-paced, and jaw-droppingly realistic. Extreme Measures is a political thriller of our time. So that's book number 2. Book number 3. We have a Vatican novel. It's called The Windswept House by Malachi Martin. It is a 1996 copyright. This is what the book looks like. It's just a black book. It's got some writing right there. Flip through. This is what the book is about. The Cold War has ended. The Soviet Empire has imploded with a scope of daring not possible until now, an unlikely international alliance of top-level political, financial, and religious interests sees the way clear at last to its ultimate goal, the establishment of a single global society utopia, with nothing in common but immense power and towering ambition for still more, with world unity and prosperity as their slogan, with betrayal, scandal, and murder as their ready weapons. These men have means and the will to capture as their own the perfect global machinery for their plans. The oldest, wiliest, and most stable political chancery in the world, the Vatican. At the vortex of this lethal struggle already engulfing the Society of Nations stand the embattled Pope, a geopolitical genius whose elimination is the short-term solution to long-term goal. The two American brothers, Paul and Christian Gladstone, one lawyer and the other a priest, who appear to be in perfect pawns. One falls prey to the sharp teeth of greed for power, and what the conspirators cannot know is the other will become the Slavic Panov's closest allies, or that he would discover the darkest hidden things at the very heart of Papal Rome, from America to Europe to Russia, in broad landscapes and clandestine corridors, a rich and varied cast, presidents and politicos, simple saints and savvy sinners, popes and pope makers, and papal wannabes clash with each other, aim at dramatic, sometimes bloody events that will affect the destiny of every person alive today and every person yet to be born. So there you go. Book number 3. Book number 4. We have The Arctic Drift by Clive Cussler with Dirk Cussler. This is what the inside of the book looks like. This is a 2008 copyright. That's what the book looks like. Look at that picture. Love it. This is what it's about. A potential breakthrough discovery to reversal global warming, a series of unexplained sudden deaths in British Columbia, a rash of international incidents between the United States and one of its closest allies that threatens to erupt an actual shooting war. Newman director Dirk Pitt and his children, Dirk Jr. and Summer, have reason to believe there's a connection somewhere, but they also know they have very little time to find it before these events escalate out of control. Their only real clue might just be a mysterious silvery mineral traced to long ago expedition to find the fabled Northwest Passage. But no one survived that doomed mission. Captain and crew perished to a man, and if Pitt and his colleague Al Jadorni aren't careful, the very same fate may await them. Filled with the breathtaking suspense and audacious imagination that become his hallmarks, this is a tour de force. Further proof that when it comes to adventure writing, nobody beats Clive Cussler. So there we go. Love this cover. So that's book 4. Book number 5. We have The Red Rabbit by Tom Clancy. Nice. So this is a 2002 copyright. That's what the book looks like. This is what it's about. In the early 1980s, and long before he was president or head of the CIA, before he fought terrorist attacks on the Super Bowl or the White House, even before a submarine named Red October made his perilous way across the Atlantic, Jack Ryan was a historian teacher and a recent ex-Marine temporarily living in England while researching a book. A series of deadly encounters with the IRA splinter group had brought him to the attention of the CIA's deputy director. Vice Admiral James Greer, as well as his counterpart in the British SIS, Sir Basil Charleston, and when Greer asked Jack if he wanted to come aboard as a freelance analyst, he was quick to accept. The opportunity was irresistible, and he was sure he could fit it in with the rest of his work. And then Jack forgot all about the rest of his work because on this very first day, an extraordinary document crossed his desk. The new Pope and John Paul II had just delivered a private ultimatum to Warsaw. If the government persisted in its repression, he would feel compelled to resign the papacy and return to Poland. Damn, thought Jack, this was going to have consequences, and in Moscow another man was contemplating those very same consequences. Yuri Andropov, the chairman of the KGB, did not like what he read, did not like what it meant for him or for his nation. All it took was one man to cause everything he had worked for to crumble. And all it took was one man to stop him. The Pope was very powerful, but he was also mortal, wasn't he? And so it begins, an almost unthinkable plot that quickly becomes much more. A plan to bring him down, not just the leaders, but nations in the weeks to come. Ryan will find himself in the middle of a chain reaction he could not have imagined, a high-stakes game meant to shake the world, and in which the novice CIA analyst just might be out of his depth. So there you go. Book number 5. Book number 6. This is Wildfire by Nelson DeMille. That's what the book looks like. It's got a little aging around the pages. 2006 copyright. And this is what it's about. Welcome to Custer Hill Club, a men's club set in luxurious and Adirondack hunting lodge whose members include some of America's most powerful businessmen, leader, military men, and government officials. Ostensibly, the club is a place to relax with old friends, but one fall weekend, the club's executive board gathers to talk about the tragedy of 9/11 and the finalists a retaliation plan and only by its code name. Oh, my basket fell. Wildfire. The same weekend, a member of the Federal Anti-Terrorist Task Force is found dead. Soon it's up to Detective John Corey and his wife, FBI agent Kate Mayfield, to unravel a terrifying plot that starts with the Custer Hill Club and ends with American cities locked in a crosshair of a nuclear device. Corey and Mayfield are the only ones who can stop the button from being pushed and global chaos from being unleashed. So there we go. That is book number 6. Give me 1 second. I had a napkin a lunch. Okay. Sorry, had to fix it. Okay. Book number 7. We have Shadow Command by Dale Brown. This is what the book looks like. This is a 2008 copyright, and this is what it's about. General Patrick McLennan's new aerospace battle force has grown into a full-fledged task force based on the Armstrong space station, providing almost instant access to space in every corner of the globe. using the Black Stallion space planes, an ABS powerful network of satellites and unmanned aircraft controlled from space can not only attack any target anywhere on the planet within hours, but can evade any computer network as easily as making a phone call. But the program has its critics and doomers, including Russia, the United Nations, and the American press. Wealthy, Western-educated, sophisticated Russian President Leonid Zvitin uses a combination of top-secret anti-spacecraft weaponry, warmongering, and the new U.S. President Joseph Gardner's new egotism is an effective plan to eliminate all support for space program. Gardner and his allies in Congress and the Pentagon will stop at nothing, even destroying one of their own, to get what they want. Yet McLanahan and his forces refuse to allow Russia aggression to stand. McLanahan, that's how you say his name, ignores directives from the White House and Pentagon to stand down the orders of the ABF to attack secret Russian bases in Iran. President Gardner orders McLanahan's immediate arrest, but before authorities can throw him in jail, they have to figure out how to retrieve him from the space orbiting the Earth. Currently in control of Aerospace Battle Force from Armstrong Space Station, McLanahan closely watches Russia's movement of weaponry. While defending himself against the president's attempt to discredit him in a race against time, McLanahan must outmaneuver his own countrymen, defeat the Russians, and expose the truth, or die trying. Whew, that was long-winded. So that was book number 7. Book number 8. We have The Bible of Clay by Julia Navarro. That's what the book looks like. Do a little flip through for you. This is a 2006 copyright, and this is what it's about. It's only the beginning of a ruthless race among the world's most powerful to find a rumored cache of sacred texts inscribed with the story of the creation as told by Abraham. This account on tablets of clay predates the Bible by 1,000 years and can only be one of the important discoveries of all time. Archaeologist Clara Tannenberg's announcement of an excavation to seek the tablets have set off shockwaves of outraged contempt and outright disbelief. But among 4 friends bound through decades by shared tragedy, the announcement has renewed their hunger for revenge. For Clara's reclusive and famous grandfather, Alfred, is a man as feared as he is hated. His enemies will stop at nothing to destroy him and will use anything as a weapon, even his granddaughter. Among rumors of Iraq's imminent invasion, time is already running out as Clara and her husband, Ahmed, put together a ragtag team of renegade archaeologists and inexperienced students to excavate the Bible of clay from deep within the heart of Iraq. Another far more sinister team is determined to get there first. For Alfred Tannenberg has roots that reach deeply into the horrors of the Nazi Germany and the confrontation in today's highest precincts of power. Sweeping from the time of biblical patriarchs to the front lines of Iraq conflict, to these parties and backrooms of Washington, D.C. and other centers of influence, the Bible of Clay is a thriller of unrelenting, thought-provoking, and all too plausible suspense. Ooh, that sounds good. So that's book 8. Book 9, we have The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown. That's what the book looks like. Condition. And this is a 2009 copyright. So this is what the book is about. As the story opens, Harvard symbologist Robert Langdon is summoned unexpectedly to deliver an evening lecture in the U.S. Capitol building. Within minutes of his arrival, however, the night takes a bizarre turn. A disturbing object artfully encoded with 5 symbols is discovered in the Capitol building. Langdon recognizes the object as an ancient invitation, one meant to usher its recipient into a long-lost world of esoteric wisdom. When Langdon's beloved mentor, Peter Solomon, a prominent Mason and philanthropist, is brutally kidnapped. Langdon realized his only hope of saving Peter is to accept this mystical invitation and follow wherever it leads. Langdon is instantly plunged into a clandestine world of Masonic secrets, hidden history, and never before seen locations, of all which seem to be dragging him toward a single inconceivable truth. So there we go. That sounds interesting. And then we have book number 10. This is called Natural History by Maureen Howard. Sorry for the glare. This is what the book looks like. This is it's got some pictures and stuff in it. 1992 copyright. This is what the book is about. A society vamp kills a soldier toward the end of World War II. The murder is investigated by Billy Bray, a swaggering detective and lord of the county courthouse. The opening scenes are pure film noir, set in Maureen Howard's own city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. When that industrial town was sound as its munitions factory, safe as Bray's Irish Catholic parish, and their sturdy stucco home, seemingly safe, for the murder reveals an undertow of sex, crime, and moral confusion that sweeps the detective's family into an uncertain future. James, the gifted son, an amateur illusionist, achieves a success as a second-rate movie star. Catherine, Billy's good girl, endures a series of affairs with married men before retreating from the harmful world to become literally a spinster. In a stunning performance piece, James, burned out, middle-aged man, but none of the wiser, unearths the old murder, a ready-made script. In his Hollywood view, myth begets a reality that casts a warm glow of nostalgia over Lost City. James figures he'll transfer his cynical craft to an art by playing his father, Billy Bray, but the actor's fantasy cannot hold the stage. In tough, heartbreaking hours, his wife and daughter claim their share of the story. Excuse me. The beautiful Lilla Bray, one-time rodeo queen, Jen, the brilliant neglected child, even Morty Ziff, the soul mouth producer, all chance the one-wrenching move beyond caricature. I don't know what that word is. Hoping to gain their humanity in the real, unscripted present. Natural history is rich and various in its design, but sleight of hand worthy of James' magic shows or Catherine's miraculous weaving. Maureen Howard opens the novel to a deaf Chavakian stories, peripheral lives, The Witness, The Music Man, The Tale of Peach's Wonder Child, Project Funneling, abandoned to the chaos of Father Frank Village. Most arresting is the high-wire, breathtaking double entry in which the playful accretion of history, passionate commentary, facts and photos, actual pictures of P.T. Barnum. So this actually sounds really good. But anyways, that is book number 10. And if you're interested, you know where to reach me. Thank you for spending your time with me, whatever time zone you're in. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you soon. Bye.